Daniel Parker, a 22-year-old with shoulder-length blonde hair, studying computer science. Online, he goes by Neon or Naoma, part of a tight-knit Xbox modding community. He's known for tweaking gaming consoles and crafting cheats for titles like Halo and Call of Duty. But today, Daniel's got a problem. His car's bumper is broken, and the dealership won't ship parts to Canada. He reaches out to his friend Jake, who lives in the US, to order the part to his address. Daniel and Jake connected years ago online through their shared love for Xbox hacking. Jake's in Wilmington, about an 8-hour drive from Daniel's place. Daniel plans to drive down, pick up the bumper, maybe grab a bite with Jake, and head home. His dad offers to join him for the road trip, so they can split the driving. They hit the road in the family car, ready for the journey. An hour later, they reach the US border. The officer scans their passports. Everything seems fine until the officer pauses, staring at his screen. "What's this neon name?" he asks. Daniel freezes. That's his online alias. Why is it showing up at border control? Two figures in dark uniforms approach, weapons drawn, ordering him out of the car. Daniel's arrested. He's walked straight into a trap. Daniel was always destined for hacking. In grade school, he built his own web browser, teaching himself to code. Its high-tech hardware, bold black and green design, and massive controller screamed innovation. Daniel got one and fell hard for Halo, but he was just as obsessed with the console's tech. He joined a growing online community of geeks who cracked their boxes to run custom software. They streamed music, installed Linux, and even played Nintendo games on the system. He wrote mods for Halo, tweaking physics or adding wild weather effects. In 2005, the Xbox 360 launched, with beefed-up security to stop hackers. To crack it, you needed a rare developer kit. Special consoles only verified developers could access. These dev kits were nearly impossible to get, but in 2008, thousands surfaced at a recycling yard. Someone was selling them online, and Daniel snagged a few, reselling some to others. One night, Dylan gets a message from a friend, GameSmasher17, with a list of usernames, emails, and passwords. The data came from a forum run by Apex Interactive, known for titles like Battleforge and Titan Wars. Dylan spots an IT employee's credentials and tries them on the employee's Gmail. It works. Inside, he finds another password, admin123123. This unlocks Apex's internal network. Dylan messages Daniel about the find. Daniel's hooked but sets rules: no stealing customer data or credit card info, just games. They spend months exploring Apex's servers, hunting for unreleased content. Eventually, they hit gold, an early version of Titan Wars 3, complete with source code. They're thrilled. They're about to play a blockbuster game months before its release. They loop in Samir, who uses a hacked modem to hide his IP and download the massive files. Samir stays up all night, burning the data onto 8 Blu-rays labeled Family Reunion. He mails them to Daniel, who tests the game. It's rough, missing textures, barely playable. Daniel shares it with Jake and others. Days later, it leaks online as a public download. The leak makes headlines. Apex confirms it's not the final version and warns it could harm systems. The group keeps digging through Apex's network when they find an email. Apex has contacted the FBI.
Daniel panique.
He asks Jake to help encrypt his drives. Dylan, unfazed, keeps logging into the servers, even as the FBI scans them. His boldness pays off. He finds a USB drive with Apex's critical access credentials. Now with full network access, Dylan logs in daily, tapping employee webcams to watch them in real time. He exploits data breaches, reusing credentials across sites, and soon hacks other companies. Daniel and Samir, unable to resist, rejoin him. They breach giants like Nexus, Spark, Blizzard, and more. It's a hacking frenzy, downloading unreleased games like they're addicted. Music transition. For nearly a year, the group tears through the gaming industry. They occasionally profit, Daniel sells stolen games to a user called ConsoleDev. Jake sets up the deals, but at heart, they're still gaming fans, showing off new titles to friends. They keep their sources secret, but word spreads in the hacking scene. Two new members join: Aaron Lyle, a shy 16-year-old from Indiana, known as Bite Monkey, and Noah Lane, an 18-year-old from Maryland, homeschooled and dreaming of game development, called Tech Freak. Noah built a tool to fake coins in a soccer game, hoping it's his ticket to the industry. The group's hacks expand beyond gaming, targeting tech giants like Zenith, Intelli, and even Streamline. In summer 2012, Aaron and Noah poke around Shadowworks, a studio making war games. They find a tunnel to a US military server hosting a new Apache helicopter simulator. It's a dangerous find, but curiosity wins. They download it. The group's at its peak, with Daniel, Dylan, Samir, Aaron, and Noah as the core. They're a dozen strong, knowing their actions could land them in jail, but they can't stop. They joke about their Xbox Syndicate name, laughing off the idea of prison. Weeks later, the FBI raided Noah's home, arresting him. Samir's house was hit too. Dylan posted the raiding agents' names online, threatening them, a move he later regretted. In February 2013, Australian police arrested Dylan, known as Ultra D. Aaron turned to faking soccer game coins, while Jake ran his scams. Both laid low. Daniel kept quiet in Canada, until a new opportunity arose.
The Prototypist.
At a concert, Daniel gets a call from Aaron about an 18-year-old hacker, Amir, aka CyberAce. Amir claims he can sneak into Nexus's campus and steal a real Draco prototype for server credentials and cash. Daniel thinks it's crazy but agrees. At 9 p.m., Amir, wearing a Nexus logo sweater, enters the campus with a cloned access card. He's been sneaking in for a year, dreaming of working there, though his job application was ignored. Nervous, he navigates the office, hiding from footsteps, and finds 3 prototypes on the 3rd floor. He stuffs them into his backpack, escapes, and sends 2 to Daniel and Aaron, keeping 1. A week later, Nexus offers Amir a job, his dream come true. But weeks later, security footage reveals his theft, and he's arrested. In January 2014, Aaron, aka Bite Monkey, is nabbed by the FBI at home. In March, Daniel, aka Naoma, is caught at the US border. The full Daniel, Samir, Aaron, and Noah face trial in the US, while Dylan faces charges in Australia. They're accused of identity theft, fraud, and stealing millions in intellectual property. The FBI's case is airtight, with chat logs and secret recordings from their hacking sessions. Prosecutors mention Person X, who helped Daniel encrypt drives and sell games to ConsoleDev. Person X, from Wilmington, also turned over a prototype to the FBI. The group suspects Jake, the only one from Wilmington. Was he an informant after his GameCon arrest? The US members plead guilty, facing different fates. Daniel cooperates, explaining their hacks to investigators, who are impressed by his skills. He serves 18 months, finishes college, and joins a cybersecurity firm. Aaron gets 3 years probation, avoiding jail by aiding the FBI in a coin-faking case. He later leads cybersecurity at a social media startup. Samir serves 18 months but struggles post-release. His probation officer bans computer use. Isolated and depressed, he turns to drugs, violating probation, and gets 9 more months in jail. By 2019, Samir's clean, living with his sister, and finally allowed to use a computer. Noah, terrified of prison, cuts off his ankle monitor and flees to Canada. Caught at the border, he panics, injures himself with a knife, and collapses. He survives, serves 2 years, and comes out as trans, now Holly. Tragically, a year after release, Holly takes their own life. In Australia, Dylan pleads not guilty, facing years of court battles. He flees to the Czech Republic, using his mother's citizenship, but she's jailed for aiding him. Dylan moves to the UK, starts a cybersecurity firm, and gives talks. In 2020, he shuts it down and vanishes. In 2017, Jake is arrested. Authorities seize his BMW and $440,000 in cash. In 2021, he's convicted of fraud, fencing, tax evasion, and money laundering, sentenced to 8 years and fined $4 million.